Where are you, given that you went from the bottom of the Eastern Conference to knocking on the door of the playoffs and just 2 points out?
Well, I think we made a lot of progress last year, and I'll go back and say the leadership of this hockey club is one of the best I've ever been around. We have strong leadership, and they weren't going to be denied. And they all feel, we came up short, so nobody's satisfied with the season from a hockey side. A couple of things we wanted to address is make sure, keep some of our own players. We signed Olivier during the year and then signed Fabro and Provolop after the season here. And we wanted to get a right-hand shot centerman, which we did in Charlie Coyle on draft day. So, we didn't have a lot that we were looking to do, particularly once we signed our own players. But, if you go back to last year, taking away the Johnny Gaudreau situation, as you said, we lost Boone Jenner the night before the first regular season games, lost Brunson 4 games in, lost Kent Johnson, Chinnikov for a period of time there. And everybody has injuries, so don't get me wrong. But when you lose guys for almost the entire season right off the bat, you're not prepared for that as well as, you got guys that come up, fill the void, but they're certainly not replacing those type of players.
Starting talking about filling a void, do you turn to your guys and say, why didn't we bring Jet Grieve up earlier?
Well, there's lots of reasons for it, and Jet, give him unbelievable credit because the stretch drive, he kept us in it. He was up a few times during the year, and we just felt, again, young goalies, and we've all seen it, you want to make sure you give them an opportunity to play as many games. The first 5 months, 4.5 months, Elvis was really good for us. He won us a lot more games than he lost us, that's for sure. He went into right after the outdoor game, which he stole for us. He went in a slump as our team did, and that was an opportunity to give Jet an opportunity. So, if you look back, looking back is always easier than looking forward sometimes. But we think we did the right thing by letting Jet play games. So when we had that opportunity to bring him in and play him, he was ready for that exercise.
But by trading one of your 2 starting goalies, that's kind of an indication that you believe in Jet that much now?
Yeah, absolutely. Jet's going to get every opportunity to prove that he's an NHL goalie. And we have no doubt that he can't be. So, the guys love to play for him. He's a guy that, if you watch him, he's very cool, calm in the net. He catches every puck around the net. Instead of, the rebound control is outstanding. So, like I said, players love to play for him. He's one of the best kids I've ever had as a general manager on a team. I probably sent him down 10 times last year, and he always thanked me for the opportunity. And I'm like, one of these times, Jet, you should get mad at me. But that's not his makeup. So, but he certainly deserves the opportunity to prove he's an NHL regular goalie.
Did you actually say that to him? You should be mad at me at some point?
I did. I said at the end of the year, I said, Jet, every time I told you you're going down, you always thanked me and smiled and said, I'll be ready for the next call. I said, I respect that. I like it. But, sometimes that with other players, it doesn't quite go that way.
So what makes a goaltender somebody that the team wants to play for? I've always been curious about that phrase and that positioning.
Well, first of all, he practices like he plays. He shows up every day, and if guys want to stay out an extra half hour and shoot instead of shooting at empty net or something, he'll stay out until the last guy wants to shoot pucks. So that's the first respect. But then when you get ready in the game, he's certainly never going to blame anybody but himself. But his coolness and calmness in the net, I think, is what players really like. That it's when you got a goalie behind you that you feel like, we're all going to make mistakes, that he can bail you out of it. It just gives you a better feeling and maybe lets you play with a little more confidence.
I mean, I'm just wondering, your blue line, I mean, the decisions to bring a couple of the guys back, as you talked about, had that been in the plan? Were you preparing you were going to have to make some moves in the offseason that might have changed your thought process?
Well, we looked at, and we had conversations with both players before the season ended, and wasn't their deals weren't there to be made at that point. And when you pull up that free agent list and look at the defensemen that were going to be out there, sometimes what is a lot better than what you don't know. And Provolop, he plays in our top 4. He plays every game. I tell the story that he dislocated his thumb in Calgary. I think it was Calgary, and I asked him after the game, how long is this going to keep you out? And he looked at me and said, Don, I broke my thumb, not my foot. And he never missed a game. He's missed 3 games in the last 5 years. That was during COVID. And so when you have that kind of reliability, and he's a steady guy for us, we just felt that he was important to bring back. Fabro, we pick him up on waivers. When we were in the bubble or the year of COVID, we played Nashville when I was in my Carolina, and Fabro played very well, but he was playing with the OC. And then as Nashville moved a couple of younger defensemen in there, and Fabro went down the lineup, he didn't play as well. And when he went on waivers, I told our coaches, I said, we'll pick him up, but you got to give him a chance to play with, Werenski, one of the top guys, because his best hockey was with a good player. And so obviously we brought him in, and he was outstanding with Werenski, and gave Werenski, as we know, a Norris Trophy style season to be able to play. And so it was important for us. That's a great pair that worked very well last year. So why upset it? Just as we all know, when you need 2 people, 2 willing parties to make a deal. At first it was just, some conversations, and we knew that Fabro wanted to come back, but we had to work through a contract, and I think we worked through a contract that they're very happy with, and we're satisfied with for sure.
By the way, how many times did you marvel at Werenski during the season?
Well, the first 3 months of the year, I don't know where we'd be without him. He was good all season, but he really carried us when we had some injuries there off the start. And, he was on a mission, and, the 4 nations played a part in it, I'm sure. But the most important thing is he wants to win. He had never played, here. He has played, but he wants to get back to playoff hockey. And his mission all along was to do what he can do to make this team better. And what a great, not only player, but a great guy. And to have him on our hockey club, we know we're, got clearly a number 1 defenseman. It's going to help us throughout the season.
Always well thought of, but took it to such a historic level last year from a Columbus Blue Jackets point of view.
He was finally healthy. That's why.
Yeah. So what beyond health, did you see something that changed or altered in his game?
Well, I think part of it is coaching style too. Dean gives guys a lot of freedom. And he's a guy, I can't tell you how many times I saw him behind the offensive net, and I'm thinking, oh boy, here we go. And then as the puck's coming up the ice, he's back. He's such a great skater, and he thinks the game so well. So I think confidence and having the ability to have a trusting partner, but also have the freedom from the coaching staff to go up ice as you see fit. And, you put all those ingredients together and you come out with the type of season he had. And I expect that to continue this year.
You'll love this. My buddy, Darren Elliott, who I work with on the desk between periods on the Vegas Golden Knights games, when we get to watch you guys in person, he marvels, and he just watches Zach throughout the shift, and he's down below the offensive net. You're right. And then he's all the way back. He said, nobody covers more ground than Zach.
Yeah, no, we do those. The NHL had those skating miles, and he's double most guys every game. How many miles he skates in a game. So, yeah, no, you're right. But he can do that because of the two big things. One is the skating ability, but more importantly, 2 is hockey sense.